All right, let's be real. If the idea of a quiet Friday night with absolutely zero plans gets you way more excited than, say, a surprise party, then this is for you. We're going to dive into the fascinating psychology of why your brain might actually be hardwired to love being alone.
Oh, you know that feeling. Your phone buzzes, you see that cancellation text, and instead of being disappointed, you feel this rush of pure, sweet relief. If you've ever felt even a little bit guilty about that, well, you're about to feel very, very understood.
For the longest time, there's been this idea floating around that if you prefer solitude, it's some kind of problem that needs to be fixed. But what if it's not a social flaw at all?
Society loves to slap labels on things it doesn't quite get. If you'd rather hang out with a good book than scream over music at a bar, you've probably heard them all. And after a while, it's pretty easy to start thinking, maybe there is something wrong with me. This is where things get really, really interesting. Because science is starting to prove that this preference, it's not a bug in your personality software. It's actually a core feature of your brain's operating system. So let's pop the hood and see what's really going on in there. Why does a crowded party feel like a psychological assault to you, while for someone else, it's the highlight of their entire week? Well, the answer starts with how you process the world. Think about it like this. Most people's brains have a built-in spam filter that just deletes like 90% of all the information coming at them. But if you have what's called sensory processing sensitivity, your filter is set way down low. You notice everything. The flicker of that light over there, the tiny shift in someone's tone of voice, all 17 conversations happening at once. It's like you're watching life in 8K while everyone else is just fine with 480p.
And if you're sitting there nodding along, you are so far from alone. About 1 in 5 people have this trait. That means millions of us are walking around with our nervous systems permanently set to perceive literally everything. Now, this heightened sensitivity leads directly to something called optimal arousal theory. And it's pretty simple. Because your brain is already working so hard just processing the world, your nervous system needs way less outside stuff to feel good. It's kind of like a spice tolerance, you know? Some people need a whole habanero to feel anything. You just need one tiny flake of red pepper and you're good to go. It's not about being antisocial. It's about your system getting overwhelmed way faster. And the difference really comes down to brain chemistry. See, an extroverted brain gets its reward from being out there, fueled by dopamine. That's the feel-good, let's party chemical. But your brain, it gets its high from a totally different dealer, acetylcholine. This is the neurotransmitter that rewards you for turning inward, for reflecting, for focusing. Your brain is literally designed to reward you for being quiet. Okay, so once you get the science, all those supposedly weird things you do, they suddenly start to make perfect, logical sense. Let's connect this biology to your actual everyday life. So that thing where you hate crowds, it's not that you hate people, it's your brain trying to protect itself from a massive data breach of sensory information. That secret love for winter? Of course, the cold, dark weather gives you the perfect social cover to just stay home with zero judgment. Your deep need for a routine? That's you creating internal order to fight back against all the external chaos. Why you hate hosting parties? Because guests turn your secret recharge station into a stage where you have to perform. And your preference for animals over people sometimes? Easy. They give you perfect, non-judgmental company without any of the exhausting emotional work. And this just nails the whole idea, doesn't it? For you, home isn't just 4 walls and a roof. It is an external battery pack for your soul. Every social interaction drains you. And this is the one and only place you can plug in and get back to 100%. So, here's the crucial takeaway. We need to completely reframe this whole conversation. Your need for quiet isn't some weakness you have to overcome. It's a fundamental part of who you are. This quote just gets right to the heart of it. Loneliness, that's a painful lack of connection. But choosing to be alone, that's something else entirely. That's a space for restoration, for creativity, for self-discovery. And you know, psychologists make this really critical distinction. Antisocial is an active hostility. But unsociable, that's what we're talking about here. It's a calm, healthy preference for your own company that is not driven by fear or anxiety. It's choosing solitude from a place of strength, not a place of lack. And you know what? When you stop fighting your own wiring and you actually start to embrace it, you discover that this preference, it comes with some incredible advantages. Let's call them your quiet superpowers. Because you're processing so much data all the time, you develop this incredibly high emotional intelligence. You see the subtext that everybody else just misses.
Your comfortless silence allows for deep, deep creativity. I mean, remember, history's greatest minds did their best work alone, not in a committee. You have profound self-awareness because, hey, you're the one person you consistently spend quality time with. And finally, you have integrity. You refuse to perform small talk, and instead you seek out real, authentic connection.
So let's just flip the script on this for good. When you cancel those plans or choose a night in, you're not hiding from the world. You are making a conscious choice to connect with yourself.
Just think about that. What if, all this time, what society called isolation was actually your path to liberation? The freedom to be exactly who you are without apology and without all the noise. What if your peace is your power,